If you're serving as an executor and constantly wondering, am I even allowed to do this? This video is for you. One of the biggest sources of stress for executors isn't paperwork, it's the fear of making a mistake. And today I'm going to explain what you can do, what you cannot do, and where court approval actually matters in California probate. Hi, I'm Nicole. I work with families navigating probate real estate within Southern California. And before we begin, let's be clear. This is not legal advice. This is education so that you understand your role and help to reduce unnecessary anxiety. You know, most executors aren't reckless, they're cautious. And that's a good thing. But in California probate, there are specific authority rules that most people do not fully understand. So where does authority actually come from? In California, being named executor in the will does not automatically grant you authority. Authority comes from the court through letters testamentary, if there is a will, or letters of administration, if there isn't a will. They both mean the same thing. They both grant the same authority. They just have two different names depending on the situation, if there is a will or if there is not a will. Until those letters are granted, your authority is limited. So what can you do before authority is approved? Executors should take steps to protect the property. That means you should secure the property, maintain insurance, prevent any damage or theft, communicate with heirs. I'm going to say that again, communicate with heirs. Now, this is about preparing for future action. So once authority is granted, you are ready to go. Remember, this is about preparation, not transfer. So what can you not do before approval is granted? You cannot sell any real estate. You cannot transfer title. You cannot sign any binding purchase agreements. You cannot distribute any estate assets. And most importantly, you cannot make any final distributions to heirs. Even if every heir agrees, you do not have the proper authority to distribute anything within California before authority is granted. So once authority is granted, executors must act as fiduciaries. That means you must do what's best for the estate. And you must remain neutral between heirs. You know, you have to avoid your own personal beliefs and benefits. And most importantly, you must document all decisions made on behalf of the estate. Now, this is where a lot of executors feel the pressure, especially from family members, but you have to remember your role and your duties and eliminate all outside noise. Now, in California, there are two different types of authorities. We have limited authority versus full authority. Full authority grants you certain actions like selling the property without court approval. There are still specific notice requirements that apply, but you don't have to go through the court for approval. Limited authority, you have to have court approval before you can finalize the transaction. You can sign the offer, you can accept the offer, but you have to go through the court before the transaction can proceed. I often see executors promising timelines that they cannot control. accepting offers before authority is clear or even granted, distributing funds too early, or just trying to keep the peace instead of following procedure. No, California does not punish caution, but it can penalize missteps. So how do you protect yourself as an executor? The best protection for an executor is clarity. Protect yourself by understanding your authority level. Keep written records. Hire probate experienced professionals and communicate realistic timelines. Also, do not act under pressure or guilt. You are not expected to know everything, but you are expected to act responsibly. If you're serving as an executor and second guessing yourself, it does not mean that you're failing. It means you care. And probate in California is structured. So when you understand your authority boundary, fear decreases. I hope you learned something from this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.